Hello students, welcome to Management Accounting class. In today's class, we are going to discuss about the steps in preparation of funds flow statement. Okay, there are total 4 steps in the preparation of funds flow statement. The first one is preparation of schedule of changes in working capital. The second one, preparation of fixed asset accounts. Third one, ascertainment of funds from operations, and the last one is preparation of funds flow statement. Okay, so all these 4 steps we will be discussing one by one in detail. Now first one is preparation of schedule of changes in working capital. Now working capital means of excess of current assets over current liabilities. That is, after making the payment of all current liabilities, whatever balance of current assets left with, that is called as working capital. Whereas the schedule of changes in working capital is a statement where we can get to know like what is the change in the working capital, whether the working capital is increase or decrease, that we will get to know with the help of schedule of changes in working capital. Okay, here you can see the schedule of changes in working capital is prepared with the help of current assets and current liabilities, and in this statement current assets and current liabilities are listed along with their respective opening and closing figures. The increase or decrease in these assets and liabilities are recorded, and the main purpose of this statement is to find out what changes in working capital. Okay, and here is the format of schedule of changes in working capital. See this. Heading is schedule of changes in working capital. So there will be total 3 columns, 4 columns. Okay, first column is particulars, next one amount, previous year amount, current year amount, that is opening and closing. Then third column is effects on working capital, whether the working capital is increases or decreases, that we have to record here. Okay, and this will help us to understand whether there is an increase in fund, that is increase in working capital, or decrease in working capital. Okay, now first we have to take current assets. All the current assets whatever given in the problem, that we have to take along with their opening and closing balance. Okay, and the changes of this opening and closing balance, that change, what is the impact of these changes on working capital, that we have to record here. Okay, now for example, say here now current assets, in that first one is temporary investment. Okay, in current investment we have 2 investment. First one is temporary investment. Amount of opening amount of temporary investment is 5,000, whereas closing is 10,000. Now there is an increase in temporary investment. How much? 5,000. Increase in temporary investments leads to increase in current assets, and increase in current assets, the effect on working capital will be working capital also increases by 5,000. Okay, now next one is, suppose now this is about like if the current asset increases. Now in case if the current asset decreases, what is the effect on working capital? Now next one is, see, short term investment. The amount of short term investments is opening investment 10,000, whereas closing is 5,000. There is a decrease in the amount of short term investment. How much? 5,000. Now decrease in short term investment leads to decrease in current assets, and decrease in current assets leads to decrease in effects on working capital. What? Decrease in working capital. So here we will be writing in decrease column. So in this way, for all the current assets we have to write their opening balance, closing balance. We have to find whether there is an increase in current asset or decrease in current asset. If there is increase in current assets, we have to write in increase column, because increase in current assets, the effects on working capital will be increases, that is increases in working capital, and decrease in current assets leads to decrease in working capital. The effects on working capital will be decrease in working capital. Understood? And then after writing all the current assets, we have to make the total. Okay, total current assets, opening as well as closing. After that we need to find out the current liabilities. Okay. Okay, as we have written current assets amount the same way, we have to record all the current liabilities given in the problem, okay, along with their opening and closing balance. Now the rule for recording the increase in current liabilities will be, suppose now for example, see, increase in current liabilities leads to decrease in working capital, whereas decrease in current liabilities leads to increase in working capital. Now how we can see over here with the example, bank overdraft, the amount of opening balance is 5,000, whereas amount of closing balance is 10,000. Okay, so amount is increased by 5,000, so which means that payment of liabilities is increased by 5,000, so there will be decrease on working capital. Understood? Next one is short term advances. Here you can see there is a decrease in amount, that is opening balance was 20,000, whereas closing balance is 10,000, which means that there is decrease in current liabilities. How much? 10,000. So decrease in current liabilities leads to increase in working capital. Okay, so in this way, for all the items of current liabilities, we have to record in the schedule of changes in working capital. After that, we have to make the total. Okay, total of current liabilities. Now after finding out the total of current assets and current liabilities, we can get the working capital. Okay, so working capital is equal to current assets minus current liabilities. So here we'll get to know working capital. So we can compare opening working capital and closing working capital, and the result we have to write here, whether there is increase in working capital or decrease in working capital. Okay, and in the last column, in the last here at the end, we have to make the total of all the four columns. Okay, in the last row we have to make the total of all four columns. Now here regarding third and fourth column, we have to directly make the total at the end. So here we will get to know how much amount of working capital is increased and what is the amount of working capital is decreased. Okay, so this balancing figure will appear in funds flow statement. So this is about the first step in the preparation of funds flow statement. I hope you understood how we can prepare the schedule of changes in working capital. This is the format. First take all current assets, then make the total, then find out all current liabilities, then make the total of current liabilities. You will get the working capital by deducting current liabilities from the current assets. Then you can identify whether there is an increase in working capital or decrease in working capital. Okay, so while preparing this, these are the four important points you need to remember. First one is, this statement is prepared with the help of what? Current assets and current liabilities given in two balance sheets, and therefore any statement is this statement is not affected by additional information given outside the balance sheet. So whatever information given in the balance sheet of 2 years, only that information, that amount of current assets and current liabilities we have to take in the calculation. Okay, next regarding this increase or decreases, already we have discussed this, but once again we will be repeating. Increase in current assets and decrease in current liabilities reduces what? Working capital, whereas decrease in current assets and increase in current liability reduces working capital. Okay, and increase in working capital is treated as what? Application of funds, whereas decrease in working capital is considered as sources of funds. Okay, so when there will be increase in working capital, it is treated as application of funds. Why? It assumes that amount of working capital is invested in the purchase of current assets, that is purchase of raw material, or anything in that case. Okay, therefore it is considered as application of funds, whereas decrease in working capital is considered as what? Sources of funds. Okay, so this was the first steps in the preparation of funds flow statement. The second one is preparation of fixed assets account as well as fixed liabilities account. Now these accounts we prepare to identify or to get to know any purchase or sales of fixed asset made during the period. Okay, and the third one is here in second steps we need to prepare the ledger account of fixed assets, and this will help us to understand whether there is a increase, that is purchase of fixed asset, or there is a sale of fixed asset. Okay, third steps is ascertainment of funds from operation, or it is also called as trading profit or preparation of adjusted profit and loss account. Now what do you mean by this funds from operation? When we prepare the net profit, when we prepare the profit and loss account, profit and loss account will gives us whether the firm has earned net profit or loss, but whatever profit shown by the net profit, we cannot consider it as operating profit or the profit earned by the firm from their operating activities. Why? Because along with operating income and operating expenses, there we take into consideration non-operating expenses as well as non-operating income. So it is like the overall profit earned by the firm we can get to know with the help of preparation of income statement, that is preparation of profit and loss account. But the same profit we cannot take in the preparation of funds flow statement. Here we need to find out the profit earned by the firm from their operating activities, which is called as funds from operations. So how we can find out that? The funds from operations is the main internal source of funds, and funds from operations refers to the profit made by a firm from its trading activities or operating activities. The net profit disclosed by the profit and loss account contains number of non-fund items. As I said, number of non-fund or non-operating items, and hence while preparing the funds from operations, all non-fund items or non-operating items such as expenses such as depreciation, preliminary expenses, written off of fictitious asset which are already debited to profit and loss account should be readjusted to the current year net profit. And similarly, non-operating income such as dividend and interest received, refund of tax, profit on sale of fixed asset, etc. should be readjusted to the current year net profit. Okay, so whatever operating income we have included in the revenue from operations, that we have to remove, and whatever expenses we have deducted from the revenue from operation of a firms, those non-operating expenses we have to add back in the profit, and whatever balance will remain by adjusting non-operating expenses and non-operating income, that balance is called as funds from operations. Okay, if the balance is positive, it is funds from operations. If it is negative, it is loss from operations. Okay, there are various methods, there are important three methods for calculation of funds from operations. The first method is we can find out funds from operations in statement form. The second one is adjusted profit and loss account, and third one is direct method. Okay, we'll discuss this. Now the statement form is the format, like it is just like a vertical format of statement of funds from operation. Okay, so where we have to take first profit and loss given in the net profit or in income statement, that we have to take closing balance of profit and loss account we have to take here first. Then in that we have to add all non-cash or non-operating items or expenses. For example of non-cash or non-operating expenses, first one is depreciation on fixed asset, then fictitious assets written off, that is goodwill written off, patent written off, trademarks and preliminary expenses written off. Okay, next one, discount on shares of debentures, transfer to any reserves, like transfer to general reserve, that is appropriation of profits. Then loss on sale of fixed assets and non-current assets, even this is also non-operating expenses. Next, proposed dividend and provision for taxation. Okay, so these are the examples of non-operating expenses or non-cash items which we have to add back in the closing profit of the profit and loss account. Okay, after that we have to deduct all the non-cash or non-operating incomes. So which all the non-cash or non-operating incomes? First one is profit on sale of fixed asset and non-current asset. Okay, fixed and non-current assets. Next one, profit on revaluation of assets. Next, excess provision if any made, that we have to like add back. Next, we have to deduct. Then profit as per the profit and loss account, that is opening balance we have to take here. Make the total of inner column, take it in outer column, and from this total you deduct all the non-cash incomes or non-operating incomes. Whatever balance remains, that is called as funds from operations. If it is positive balance, if it is negative, it is called as loss from operations. Okay, so this is the format of preparation of funds from operation. Okay, so non-cash or non-operating expenses are those expenses which is not relating to the operating activities of the business. Okay, so those expenses we adjust in the profit, so which is not relating to the operating expenses. So when we prepare the funds flow statement, we wanted how much profit the firm has earned from their operating activities, and to prepare that this statement and to find out that, we prepare this statement by which, where we will be taking like revenue from operations, expenses relating to that revenue, and balance will be your funds from operations. Okay, so, and that is the reason all these non-operating incomes like the income on profit on sale of fixed asset or non-current asset, these are not relating to your these are not the profit earned by the firm from their operating activities, but to be recorded on the credit side of profit and loss account, that we have to adjust. Okay, so you have to remember this format. Next one, like the same funds from operations we can find out with the help of this second method. The second method is adjusted profit and loss account. Okay, so this is the second method of funds from operations, which is called as adjusted profit and loss account. In here we have to write like debit side and credit side. In debit side we have here we have to take here all non-cash items or non-operating expenses. These are the examples. Okay, to cash non-cash items, for example depreciation of assets, or non-operating expenses same. Okay, like whatever here expenses we have taken, those same expenses we have to write here on the debit side of adjusted profit and loss account. And then last one we have to take here closing profit and loss account. Okay, after that we have to like take all the non-operating incomes in incomes on the credit side of adjusted profit and loss account. We have to make the total of both the side, debit side and credit side. If the balance is on debit side, then it is funds from if the balance is on debit side, then it is funds lost in the operations, and if the balance is on credit side, then it is funds from operations. Okay, and these are both our balancing figure. If there is funds from operations, it is sources, one of the important internal source of funds. It will come in the like sources side when we prepare the funds flow statement. And if there is a loss in operation or loss in operation, then that will come in on the application side. Okay, application of funds. And the third method is direct method. Now here what we do under this method, profit and loss account is prepared for showing income only relating to the business and expenses which are paid related to the business, and the balancing figure, that is the residual figure, will be the funds from operations or loss from operations. So instead of taking all other operating and non-operating income and expenses, here what we do, we take only the revenue earned from the operations, and from that revenue we deduct all the expenses relating to that revenue. Whatever balance remain, if the balance is positive, that is funds from operations. If the balance is negative, that is loss from operations. Okay, I hope you understood all three methods. The most common method we use in the calculation of funds flow statement is this first one. Okay, funds from operation in the statement form. You remember these examples of non-operating incomes and expenses, which will help you to find out funds from operations. Okay, so this was third method, steps in the preparation of funds flow statement, and the fourth and last method is preparation of funds flow statement. Okay, for preparing funds flow statement, first we need to find out the sources and application of funds. Okay, now the list of sources of funds and the list of application of funds. Now there are two sources. First one is internal sources and the second one is external sources. A fund flow statement is a statement of what? Inflow of funds and outflow of funds. So you need to list out which are inflow of funds, that is sources of fund, and which are the outflow of funds. Inflow of funds refers to what? Sources of funds or coming in of funds, whereas outflow of funds means going out of funds. It is nothing but what? The use of funds. Okay, and here are the examples of sources of funds and application of funds. Okay, so this is the fund flow statement. It is as good as balance sheet. How we tally the balance sheet are whatever liabilities the firm has, to repay those liabilities, that much amount of assets the firm should have. Okay, and that record we show in the balance sheet. The same way fund flow statement will be prepared. So what are the total sources of funds, and which are the sources of funds, the total of these sources, and then application or uses of application of funds. Okay, the example of sources of funds, the first one is operating profits or funds from operations, then non-operating or non-trading incomes. Next, issue of, now here non-operating or non-trading incomes, for example profit on sale of fixed asset, dividend received, all these will come in the non-operating incomes, the incomes which is not relating to the business but relating to the operating activities of a business, but it is of business income. Okay, next one, issue of equity shares, issue of preference shares. When you issue new equity or new preference, it will be a source of funds. Then issue of debentures, borrowing of long-term and medium-term loans, accepting of long-term and medium-term deposits from the public is also a source of fund to the company or to the organization. Then sale of long-term investments, when you sell any assets or any investment, so cash come into the business or fund come into the business, so that will be a source of fund. And the next one, decrease in working capital. Okay, so we prepare schedule of changes in working capital. So whatever balancing figure will be there and that balancing figure is showing decrease in working capital, then that will come under sources of funds. Okay, so that after considering all the sources of funds, we have to make the total sources of funds, and for what purpose you have used those sources, that is nothing but application of funds. Okay, the example of application of funds are operating losses, that is funds funds lost in business operation or loss from operations. Next, non-operating expenses, balance first one is operating losses, a balancing figure in negative will come here in application side. Okay, next, non-operating expenses, example is depreciation, loss on fixed assets, all those are the example of non-operating expenses. Next one, redemption of redeemable preference shares. If you made the repayment of or redeem the preference shares, so that will be application. Then redemption of debentures, repayment of long term or medium term loans, repayment of long term or medium term deposits, then purchase of long term investments, acquisition or purchase of fixed assets. Okay, and the last one is increase in working capital. All these are the example of uses or application of funds. So after recording all the uses, make the total. Your sources should match with application of funds. Okay, so here your funds flow statement preparation will end. Okay, and the next one is like after finding out, like after preparation, for preparing this funds flow statement, we need to remember certain rules, certain provisions, or the treatment of various items that we will be discussing in the next class. Okay, so what you do, write down all the formats of the funds flow statement. First one is schedule of changes in working capital. Okay, after that funds from operation, this first format in statement form. Okay, and next one is funds flow statement. Okay, so in the next class we'll revise all the rules. We need to we will be discussing all the rules relating to the preparation of funds flow statement, and we'll start the problems on funds flow statement. Okay, thank you.